Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle. And today I'm talking about Artur Beterbiev and GGG and what they're fighting for, what they're truly fighting for. And for both of them, it is legacy and the shot at the pound for pound #1 fighter currently fighting Canelo Alvarez. Eddie Reynoso recently came out stating that if GGG were to lose his unification bout with Riotta this weekend on Saturday, that they would look to fight the winner of Beterbiev versus Joe Smith. And honestly, even though Joe Smith, great fighter, Muriata, great fighter, I mean, you could argue that Beterbiev and GG are both favorites to win these fights. I wouldn't count either of those guys out though, especially with both of them being very good world champions. But this is very interesting because now, you got two scenarios for Canelo, which I mean, it's been obvious since Canelo took the Bivol fight that he wants to be unified at 175 and 168, and it just makes sense for his career. Canelo has said it multiple times. He's chasing legacy, and what better way to do that than to be unified in two separate weight classes at the same time? That would be insane. I think it could happen. A lot happens on Saturday, whether or not the Beterbiev Canelo fight takes place next. I have an inkling GGG will catch a W, but I'll never rule out Muriata. But if, let's say, GGG doesn't get the W, then that just sets up a big pay-per-view fight versus the knockout artist that is Artur Beterbiev. I believe 18-0 with 18 KOs now. Could possibly soon be 19-0 with 19 KOs. We'll have to see. But some people don't quite realize that Beterbiev does have I wouldn't say a weak chin, but he has been susceptible to knockdowns. He's not an invulnerable tank that's just coming in and rolling over people. He has been knocked down before in his career, unlike the potential other fighter that Canelo would face, which would be GGG. Which, if the GGG fight takes place, I don't think that the Beterbiev fight will never take place. I think it would probably take place later during like December this year. Most likely, I believe. You know, Canelo signed a 2-fight deal with the Zone. I think that was very strategic because either way, Canelo will get big money, either becoming a two-weight class undisputed champion or fighting GGG, who is a unified champion at 168 if he were to win, and then fighting him at, I assume, would be 168 for all the belts. Both of those are huge fights for Canelo. Canelo does have the stigma of he didn't win that first GGG fight. A lot of people think GGG fight won that, or the GGG won that fight. And the second fight, even people have split opinion on that, even though I think Canelo definitely won that second fight. I think the first fight was a draw. I mean, it's either here or there, whether you look at it, but I think a draw was a fair assessment for that fight. But I think a third fight now would be very interesting. I mean, GGG might be over the hill. Some people are saying this, but hey, he's currently fighting to be a unified champion in his weight class. So you can't not give the man credit. He's still competing against the very top. He's still world champion. And if that fight were to take place, that would be a great fight still, in my opinion. But with all that being said, we'll see exactly how this plays out and who will get Canelo next. Peace.